Hello my sweet friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my mess. Yes. I've been playing. I have to take advantage of when I'm feeling good and all that stuff. But let me show you what happened. This explosion. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I thought an acetate. Yes. What things can I do with acetate? I have that. I did not declutter it, and I wanted to see what can I create with it. So first thing I did, I pulled out my acrylic markers, which I found out that some of these markers don't want to work. I cut out all my designs. That's one thing I did. And I put them in those dollar, which I have something to say about that. Those dollar acrylic little drawers, okay? Just found out that they're not $1.25, they're $1.50 now. Whoop-de-doo. That doesn't make me happy. There goes the dog. So I'm gonna, no, shh, quiet, Bella, no. Minnie now, which is the oldest dog, anytime she hears a little noise, she goes crazy barking. And so she stirs everybody else. I'm not too happy about that, but you know, I guess that's what happens with age. I mean, for dogs, I mean. Okay, so what I was doing is that, there goes my son. I pulled out acrylics right here, the markers, but I also pulled out this one because I wanted to make sure that I can do it with both. I pulled out my blocks and I took out the acetate because this video is about the acetate. What I did with acetate, first thing I did, these are the thin acetates that I got when I did the haul. It was in a thrift haul at, I think it was in Sanford. Okay, I pulled out different inks because I wanted to make sure that you can work on acetate in different inks. And the ones that I pulled out, which I wrote it down here, okay, I stamped this image. I stamped this image over and over and over, the same image with different inks. So let me show you. This one and this one. So I have 3 inks: Memories in black, Stays On jet black, and Ranger ink. I got 2 of them. One has a lot of ink, the other one doesn't. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just get the refill bottles, and that way, that's what I had to do with the Stays On. I had to put some ink in it because it was almost dry, and it's the only Stays On I have. So I think the best solution is invest $6 in the bottle, and that way I can use that pad for a while. Okay, so let me show you. It had barely any ink, but as you can see, the image stays. And then Stays On, this was Stays On with no ink. Oh, let me do this. Hold on, get this out of the way. Let me pull this out of the way too. Okay, Stays On with no ink, barely any ink on the pad. Memories, I don't have ink refill for that one, but it still was able to stamp the image. Then I basically put a lot of ink on my Stays On, and this is how it came out. And as you can see, it dries really good, so you're not gonna stain your fingers. Make sure you wait for it to dry, okay? Because I did stain my fingers, but I was able to use a wipey, you know, and get it out. and Ranger. This was Ranger. So they all do work on acetate pretty good. Okay. Now, this, once I give you, you know, I showed you what I was gonna do. I'm gonna cut them out and I'm gonna use them. Yes, indeed. Okay. So from there, I said, okay, so I'm able to stamp different ink pads in it, on it, and I'm able to make sure that it's okay, you know, for you to cut it out and play with it. So if you have those 3 inks, then you're good. Anything that would be StazOn or Rangers, you're good. Memories, if you have those, you're still good. Then I use this that I got also thrifted, and I pull these 2 out. This one and that one. Okay? And I made this. With acrylic paint. I fussy cut it around it. This is not perfect, but I'm happy with the result. So this part is inked, and this part is the other side. When you flip it, there's the design right there. So that's how I started to play. Then from there, I went and grabbed this other one that I also thrifted. Okay, and this is from Vicky Boutin. These images are from Vicky Boutin, and I was trying to see, you know, what can I do. So I went and stamped this, you know, the image that came in this stamp a few times. And then I use the acrylic ink on it, and then I was able to stamp, and when you flip it, the image fuzzy cut, and you can use the image. Look at that. On top of the flower. So the possibilities are endless, right? So let me show you how I did this. Okay. I'm just gonna grab the acetate. I'm gonna grab an acetate. So I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry I scared you, mommy. She jumped. Okay, this is the very thin. I do have the thick one. These I bought at a company that is no longer in business, but these are thicker ones. And these are thin ones. So there is quite a difference on that. Now, you might say, I don't have money to invest on acetate. Well, when you buy stamps, it comes with the acetate, and it comes with the extra on top to protect it. So you can recycle this. See, that one is supposed to be like a 2-layer. So yes, you can get acetate for free when you're packaging. All right, so let me show you what I did, because I'm gonna do it again, and I'm not doing the flower because this one took me a little bit of time. And I'm gonna show you something that I was able to do with this. Okay, make sure you have, I use the flushable wipes from Wally World. I tear them up in pieces so that way I can use more than one if I need it, like that. And I have to make sure they're wet. So if they start drying up, just grab a little spray bottle with water and moisten them up. Okay, This one is clean. I'm just gonna use this one. And hopefully I got y'all in frame. Can you see? Because I can't see with that light bothering me in my eyes. All right. So you stamped your image that you want to decorate. You take the little piece of wipey, take a little corner, dip it in your ink. Make sure that I'm using, yeah. I'm gonna use it where I already started coloring. I don't wanna use the other side, so I'm gonna stay. You can tell the difference between the painted one and non-painted. This one is extremely smooth, and then this one is where you paint it with the acrylic. So you stamp your image and then just use the wipey. You do not want a thick coat. You want it to make sure that it's thin. That way it stays translucent, but it's painted. You can see the paint, but it's translucent. So, just like that, and it will dry up. But, for example, you're not really careful. Okay, so when you're doing it, you go like, oh my God, and oh, I messed it up. No, because look what happens when you use a clean wipey, a little piece, clean wipey. Look what happens, look. Look. See that? I have to be careful not to take out the paint from the stains on, but it's good. Use your wipey to clean your mistake. Not a mistake. Okay? It's not a mistake. Let's put it that way. It's not a mistake. Okay, let's do some more. I could do any color, but I prefer to just do the beige. I got a whole slew of acrylic paint, but now that I know that I can use them in any colors. Okay, so there you go. I'm just careful. There. Let's do the other one. Wait for it to dry. And if you want, you can recoat it. Now, I don't want to recoat, you know, do another layer. I just don't want to do that. Because I want it to stay, I want to see the color, but I wanted to be able to keep it translucent. Okay. I don't know if you can tell that it's translucent. See that? Take your image that you want to stamp. Let me see where I put one. Take your ink that you're going to use. I did one here in the center. I inked it. I'm using the archival sepia. You want to make sure it's dry. It is. Stamp your image. I hope I'm still in frame, guys. I really hope. I'm not worried about this one. Okay. Now let me ink it again. Let's just do a different design. Let's do a different design. ink and repeat. Ink and repeat. Okay, so when I flip this over, right? When I flip it over, I should have different designs on it. Second-hand stamping and different design on it. So let's take a quick peek here at the different layers that we can do using your archival ink. And just put it in here. Look at that. Let's do another different layer. I kind of love I'm already having, this is so much fun to me. Let me see if I can just, I don't know. Leave it there in the center. Look at that. How neat is that? Oh, goodness gracious. If I want to stamp. So now let's cut it out. But before I do that, I'm gonna cut it out at the end. I took the leftover ink that I used to start, right? Look at this. Look. I'm using the same thing, and I'm just gonna spread my acrylic paint on the acetate. My hands are gonna get a little bit messy, but hey, I wanna have fun. I wanna enjoy my moment. And I wanna do something completely different. And you know, these ideas, when they come to me, I have to take advantage. I write them down on my book, and then I will say to myself after a little while, yeah, I liked it, I didn't like it, why I didn't like it. Okay, so this one is gonna dry up, and then this one is dry. Okay, so let's do some Dina Wakley images that I'm gonna stamp on them. here. I don't know about how it's gonna turn out. But yeah, these are faces. I don't think I have a block that big. Let me see. I have to get let's see if I can make it work with this. Just want to be able to press on it. I think I'm gonna use the Stays On because it's very juicy, and then let's see the end result. Let me just do it this way. Here we go. The block is not that big, but covers the majority of the stamp, so let's see. Ooh, baby. Should I sing? I like it like that. Look at their faces. Oh, let's do this one. Let's do this one now, which is the let me see if I can show you the design. There you go. I'm kind of happy that this is something that I can use and create and have fun. There. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Guys, that's really nice. You have to forgive my daughter. She's got some bad allergies. Okay, let me cover this up. Put it away. Clean the stamps. That's awesome. This is really awesome. So you can do any color you want. You could do different acrylic painting underneath, you know, before, like different colors, different tones if you want. Yeah, I love that. Let me just, this is not gonna come out because this stays on, but at least it's my first time using it. This is the first time that I use these stamps. And I got them brand new from Goodwill. Let me put these babies away. I'm excited. I got some to use something that I have not used. Okay, so let's go back to why I started doing this. So now I have a second sheet that I can do a whole bunch of slews of designs on it, because you can cut these out and add them to your projects. It's a soft not too thick acetates. And look at the image. When you flip it around, you're gonna fuzzy cut this, the image that you're working on, your acetate. It doesn't matter really which one it is. You can paint your acetate with blue and then stamp a butterfly on it that has the intricate design, and then you'll turn out with an acetate that you created yourself. So that was like and it's all started because I had a stamp and these film strips. I started to do film strips, and then from there I said, what else can I do? I took a whole stamp that I had, and I stamped so many film strips. Now I have this, and I said, wow, what can I do? Okay, now that I have film strips, yippee for me, what else can I do? And that's when I stamped this other image, and I made this flower. And right now this is the side up, but when you flip it, look at that. It's nice. It's really nice. And then you can add this to a project that you're working on, a journal. So now the good part about this is that the acetate is so thin that it's easy to cut around it. So let me just cut these images so that way you can see, because right now this looks so messy. All you have to do is flip it, and then you'll have the smooth design, you know, the smooth acetate on the top. The rough side is where you paint it. And then just fuzzy cut. There you go. Look at that. Something that I did myself using acrylic paint. Have you had acrylic paint you haven't used in a while? Do you have acetate? Do you have some nice stamping images? You could do that. You can use any paint you want. Let it sit for a little bit, and then wait for it to dry. Stamp another image on top. Layer the images. Let me see. You know what? Sometimes you have to set the example yourself. I'll be back. I'm going to get myself a butterfly and some other colors. Okay, I'm back. Got birds and butterflies. These are too small. Got this one. So let's hope that the image does turn out really nice. Okay. Let's grab the butterfly first. But before I do, get this out of here. Okay. I took a metallic one. And I'm going to take a orange one. Let's see how this turns out. I don't want to put a lot of, I want to do it random. Because I want to do different things here. So there goes a little bit of orange. Let's see. Just a little bit. Okay. A little bit of orange for the butterfly. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading the colors. I'm not keeping them. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not keeping the colors in one spot like I did the beige. All right. Then you have to wait for it to dry. Because you want the image to stand out. So this is a large. Let's see how many. Where's my little tiny ruler? Oh, I took it. Darn it. Yeah, I don't have the ruler here. I took it with me. Close to 2 inches. So I have to touch it because you don't want the paint to go on your stamp. That's why you have to make sure that this is dry. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna go ahead and take out my little bird. Do another. Okay, I'm gonna do another butterfly on the other side. If you want to stamp 2 images, you can go ahead and use one side for one image and the other side for the other one. And let me get the birdie. I got these birds on Temu. And so I will have to wait for it to dry. And let's see how it turns out. Thank you, baby. Okay, so let's see. Let's do one butterfly with brown or sepia archival. Let's see how this one's turned out. Yeah, it's dry. To make sure that it's dry. This is the other butterfly. Let me get it out. There. Okay. Gently. Very subtle. It's not a very, it's not too strong of a image, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna grab my Stay Zone. Do another one. this one is juicy. Ay, mi madre. This one is going to be really juicy. And I'm going to put it there. Now, I noticed one thing, that when the stamp is too juicy, you know, the ink pad is too juicy, the stamp is going to slide. So you have to be very careful. There goes some of those images. I want the bird now. I'm going to do the bird. Okay. Nice. I have a space here for the other butterfly. Let me do that girl. And I'm doing it with stays on. Just have to be very careful because it's not inking the whole thing. Okay, so let me, there. All right. Ooh, I love that one. Look at that. Okay. I am going to fussy cut them all, and then I'll be back to show you the end result. Okay, my friends? Okay, so I'm going to recap, but I also am going to make a statement because when I was fussy cutting, I realized something. Okay, I want you to look at this one right here. I don't like it. The ink, you can barely see it. The one that shows the image of the butterfly. All right. Another thing that I noticed that I did was that the paint was thicker. And in order for it to stay translucent, you need to make sure you dilute it enough with your wiping. So in this case, when I was doing the little blobs, thinking that it was going to show really nice because I didn't dilute them enough, they look like blobs and not, you know, something like that it was going to make it look dimensional. Now in this case, it doesn't bother me because the image on this side looks nice, but when you flip it, see what I'm saying? See that? That? No way, no. If you do it this way, then it's okay. Doesn't look that bad because you can see the stamped image on this one like this. Let me show you the one, the birdie. I tried to take as much as I could. It still looks messy. It doesn't look nice, even though it's got that little copper paint or gold paint that I was putting on there. I didn't dilute it enough. But when I did this one, I did one when I was not filming. I wanted to see if it was still gonna look good. I did blue, beige, and then blue. And I diluted it enough. This is the rough side. This is where the pink goes. This is the shiny area. The image of the bird, you can still enjoy it, and the color doesn't look bad. I didn't even bother cutting this one because I just didn't like it. You see? So these two are no. And if you're gonna do it, then the stamped image, the rough side, is gonna look better than this side. Okay, so let's show. I did this one, and See how it's gonna look? That's much better. The Dina Weekly images, they look really nice. Very crisp on both sides. You can fill in the color of the hair if you want with acrylic markers. And this one, can even take it out. I like that. This is the glossy side, this is the rough side. Both sides, I like them. This one looks more crisp on the rough side, but then this is the shiny side. And this all started because of this. Oh, let me show you my circles. I think the circles came out really nice. You could do any image as long as you have more void than design on them. See, this one had a void and you can stamp inside of it. Same thing with this one. Look how nice that looks. So, Daddy keeps on opening the door and she gets so scared. There you go. That one. Sorry about that. Bella, it's okay. It's Papi. Bella, it's Papi. Bella, it's Papi. There you go. And that one. There you go, guys. So that's basically it. That's all I wanted to share. If you have acrylics, then stamp on it. Use acrylic. If you have acetate, I'm sorry. If you have acetate, use acrylic paint or acrylic markers, and you can make your own images for your art journals, for your vintage, for whatever your heart's desire. So that's it. That's it. That's all I wanted to share. This is gonna be a long video, but I hope you like it. And if you do, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, leave me a comment, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that way you are aware of when I upload new videos. And as always, stay safe and craft away. Love you guys. Bye.